Okay, let's start. Once again, good morning. Today, our topic would be free convection. So, we already discussed forced convection, diba? We had the forced convection external flow. We also had forced convection internal flow, and today we'll be focusing on free convection. So, ano ba ang free convection? Free convection. When we say free convection, this is uh, this is the convection heat transfer that occurs free convection. This is the heat transfer that occurs between or that occurs in quiescent conditions. Free convection, sorry, this occurs in quiescent conditions. Anong ibig sabihin ng uh, quiescent conditions? Quiescent conditions. This means that your fluid, most likely air, the common one is air, is in still or in motionless condition. Pag sinabi nating when we talk about quiescent condition, this means your air is still or it is in motionless condition, hindi gumagalaw. Uh, Syempre, there will be some movements of air, but those movements are negligible. So doon tayo nag-a-analyze ng free convection. Kasi nga, 'di ba, when we say free convection, ito or yung movement ng when we say forced convection, yung movement ng air is being driven by mechanical means, by mechanical devices. Whereas uh, dito sa free convection, since free nga siya, there is no means of using mechanical devices. Therefore, ang nag-o-occur lang yung ating convection or yung velocity ng ating uh, air through or naturally, through natural convection. So ibig sabihin yung ating uh, air, yung transfer ng heat natin in free convection is due to buoyant forces. Anong ibig sabihin nitong buoyant forces? Kasi 'di ba, uh, when we talk about uh, air or when we talk about convection, kapag yung air natin is being exposed to a heated surface, they tend to expand. They tend to expand. So kapag nag-expand ang air, bababa ang density niya. And in that case, pag bumaba ang density niya, the air will tend to rise. Tataas yan. And then, your cold air na nasa taas will tend to sink. So therefore, in that movement, that natural movement ng air, there occurs the free convection because of the difference in densities. So doon nagkakameron ng free convection. Kaya, these are being analyzed in quiescent condition kasi uh, again, walang movement yung air, motionless siya. That is only in still air, then kaya lang siya nagkaka-movement because of the difference in densities. So that is your free convection. And free convection, when we talk about free convection, same goes siya ng ating uh, forced convection that we are gonna be analyzing the parameters or we are gonna be solving for the parameters in reference with our film temperature. Again, our film temperature, 'di ba? This is your uh, TF equals your surface temperature plus your temperature of the fluid or your air all over 2. So you are always going to be evaluating on these conditions. And dito sa free convection, if you can recall, we evaluate forced convection using our Nusselt number. It all revolves around solving for the Nusselt number. Ngayon, we are also that is Nusselt or sorry, Reynolds and Prandtl number to solve for the Nusselt number. 'Di ba? Yung mga Nusselt number natin kalimitan nag-i-involve yan ng Reynolds number and this is for forced, pag forced convection. Gumagamit tayo ng Reynolds number as well as your Prandtl number. Dito sa free convection, what we are gonna be utilizing now to get your Nusselt number is your Rayleigh number. And your Rayleigh number is equal to your Rayleigh number is equal to your Grashof number times your Prandtl number, wherein this can be expressed in terms of your gravity. Since we are talking about buoyant forces, so we need to consider gravity times your thermal expansion coefficient, and then times your surface temperature minus your ambient temperature times the length cube all over your sino yun? Kinematic viscosity times your thermal diffusivity. Sino yun? Sino yun? Papa-off muna ng mic. Naharok pa. Sino yun? Again, your Rayleigh number is equal to the Grashof number times your Prandtl number, which can be expressed as your gravitational forces times this one is your thermal expansion coefficient times your times the difference in your surface temperature and your ambient temperature times the cube of the length all over the kinematic viscosity times your thermal diffusivity. And itong ating beta dito, this is, or you can get this by having your inverse of your film temperature. The inverse of your film temperature. So, ang unit nito is K raised to -1. Yan. And then, these parameters, your kinematic viscosity, your thermal diffusivity, these are all, or this can be found on your tables. And then, how are we going to evaluate the flow of our fluid here sa free convection? Kapag Rayleigh number is less than 10 to the 9, if this is less than 10 to the 9, then we consider our air as in laminar condition. This is in laminar condition. If your Rayleigh number is less than or equal to 10 to the 9th. So if that's the case, then we can proceed with evaluating this in laminar conditions. Yan. And then, so this is your Rayleigh number. Then, when we solve for the Nusselt number, your Nusselt number will be equal to your coefficient times your Rayleigh number. So this coefficient varies depending, itong sinato, this varies depending on the correlations based from different studies. So, but the pattern or yung formula natin ay naka-pattern dito sa ganito, constant times the Rayleigh number. When we solve for the Nusselt number, laging ganyan. And then when we evaluate the Grashof's number, ang Grashof's number naman, this is, equal to the gravity times your beta times your surface temperature minus ambient temperature, L cube, all over V squared, or your kinematic viscosity squared. So yan, these are the parameters that you need to consider. Again, kapag ang ating fluid, if our Rayleigh number is less than or equal to 10 to the 9th, less than or equal to 10 to the 9th, then this is in laminar condition. So let's evaluate vertical plates. Kapag ah, vertical plates, kapag ang ating surface is positioned vertically, vertical surfaces, and nakita natin and we have solved that the Rayleigh number is less than or equal to 10 to the 9, then we can evaluate it through the use of our formulas or through the use of our correlations in solving the Nusselt number presented on page 94. That is uh, similar to our previous equations, 'di ba? Your Nusselt number equals to hx over k, wherein your x is your length or diameter. Then, kung kukuhanin natin si h using our heat flux equation, that would be your heat flux all over your difference in temperature. Then you multiply it with x all over k. Or this is also equal to, in terms of the Grashof number, this is your gr to the fourth raised to 1/4 times your gravity times your Prandtl number. So that is how you solve for the Nusselt number for vertical surfaces. And then when we evaluate this, when we evaluate vertical surfaces or when we evaluate even many surfaces, kung ano man yung given, we have to make sure ano ba yung i-consider natin. Are we gonna be considering both the free convection and the forced convection? Or are we gonna be considering only forced convection in our solution? Or are we gonna be considering free convection in our solution? So, paano natin siya may evaluate? That is when you get your or when you get your Grashof number. When you start getting this or when you have solved for the Grashof number, you compare or you find the ratio of the Grashof number and the Reynolds number squared. If this is equal to 1, then this would be uh, in mixed condition. Ibig sabihin, ibig sabihin, you will solve the problem, you will solve the problem considering both free convection and forced convections. So, ganon, kapag equal to 1 yung lumabas dyan. But if this is less than, very less than 1, then it means that you will only solve for the forced convection. Forced convection ang isa-solve natin dito. You will neglect free convection if this is less than 1. Ine-neglect natin ang free convection dyan. Therefore, your Nusselt number, syempre since this is a forced convection, your Nusselt number is a parameter of Reynolds number and your Prandtl number. But if this is greater than 1, then you will only solve for free convection currents, wherein you will solve for the Nusselt number using your Grashof number and Prandtl number. Yan. So you need to remember that. You need to always evaluate. Iko-consider ko ba ang pagsosolve ng forced convection or isosolve ko siya using free convection? Yan. So you need to know this ratio. You need to establish this ratio. You need to establish that ratio. And then balik sa vertical surfaces, if you can see on page uh page 95, on page 95, you can see graphs there. You can see graphs with respect sa ating similarity number, ang ating similarity of eta and the derivative of the function theta. Eta. So makikita nyo yan dyan. Itong function na to, that is figure A, gagamitin natin yung figure A, tandaan, kapag we are evaluating for the thickness of the velocity boundary layer. Yan. Again, yung figure A, uh, we are going to use this figure if we are evaluating the thickness of the velocity boundary layer, y, yung y dyan, yung y. Yung y dyan, that is our thickness ng velocity boundary layer. Ibig sabihin, that is kung hanggang saan natin maa-attain yung free stream velocity. Yung free stream velocity natin at that specific thickness. And this is in a function of eta and its first derivative. Same goes with figure B. Yung figure B naman, same that we will use this using or to find the thickness of the velocity boundary layer then. The thickness of the velocity boundary layer. Pero yung parameters natin, the parameters that was established or that were established already is your eta, n, and your uh, temperature variable. Temperature variable. So, yan. Presented there kung paano kayo magsosolve ng eta, di ba? Eta is y over x times your Grashev over 4 raised to 1/4. Then your temperature variable is T minus T ambient all over Ts minus T ambient. So, yan. Both are coefficients, both are numerical values lang. So, again, gagamitin yung table na yan if we are finding for the thickness of the velocity boundary layer. Yan. And to evaluate the Nusselt number in vertical surfaces, merong established na correlations for vertical surfaces din that you can see on page 97. This can be used to evaluate the Nusselt number according to Churchill and Chu. According to Churchill and Chu, this is presented in page 97. Nasa page 97. So you will use that to solve for the Nusselt number with respect to your solved Rayleigh's number and your established Prandtl number. And then you can also solve this revised correlation sa baba, page 97 din. That is a more accurate correlation, page 97, yung second equation. That is also in terms of your Rayleigh's number and your Prandtl number. So again, it depends on you on whether which of these correlations you will use in analyzing vertical surfaces ng ating material. And then when we talk about inclined plates, kapag naman inclined plates yung ating i-evaluate, inclined surfaces, or plates, ang inyo, kung mapapansin nyo, on our equation ng ating Rayleigh number, equation ng Rayleigh number, itong Rayleigh number natin, you can use that in analyzing inclined surfaces or inclined plates, given that you will change your component ng gravity. Your gravity should be in terms of gravity cosine theta. Since this is inclined, this is an inclined plate, so you replace sa formula natin in analyzing the Rayleigh number or even the Grashof number, you change gravity doon by you change the parameter gravity there to gravity cosine theta. Again, because this is inclined plate na. So, in inclined lang siya, then you need to get the uh, component, this component, the cosine component ng ating gravity. So you can evaluate it, or you can evaluate the free convection occurring on that plate. So yun lang yung difference ng for evaluation ng inclined surface at ng vertical plate. And when in terms of horizontal plates naman, kapag if the plates are positioned horizontally, if the plates are positioned horizontally, you can see the correlations presented on page 99. Yung correlations natin dyan, if you are analyzing the convection or the Nusselt number on the upper surface of the heated plate, let's say, ito yung plate natin. Let's say, ito yung plate natin. If you are evaluating the upper surface of the heated plate, ito, the heat transfer from this side, the heat transfer for this side, yan, ito, the heat transfer on this side, then you will use the first two correlations. That's 0.54 R Rayleigh's number raised to 1/4 or 0.15 Rayleigh's number raised to 1/3. Again, it should have it should follow the condition that is presented on those correlations. Nakalagay dyan, dapat do sa unang equation, your Rayleigh's number should be less than or equal to 10 to the fourth or less than 10 to the seventh but greater than 10 to the fourth. Then kapag siya ay uh, greater than 10 to the seventh but less than 10 to the 11th, yung pangalawang equation. So again, yung dalawang correlations na yon, you can use that based on what you obtained uh, or based on the correlation that based on the Rayleigh number that you obtain from your solution. And then for if you evaluate the lower surface ng heated plate or yung ito ng plate, yung convection on this part dyan, if you analyze that, then you use the third equation, yung Nusselt number equals 0.27 Ra raised to 1/4. So as you can see, 'di ba, gaya nung kanina, ito 'yan. Ito yung kanyang pattern ng ating Nusselt number. Ito yung formula na 'yon, ito. Wherein nag-iiba yung ating coefficient. Nag-iiba tong coefficient na 'to. Yan. So yan is that is how you evaluate for horizontal plates. You need to consider this Nusselt formulas. And then for long horizontal cylinders, yung position niya is yung position niya is horizontal. Yan. Still same pattern tayo ng formula, that's Nu equals C times your Rayleigh's number in terms of the diameter, raised to N. And this constants, itong C natin dito and N, can be found on the table presented on page 101. Page 101. Nandyan yung mga values. Again, you need to know ano yung certain conditions para gamitin yung C at N na presented dyan. So syempre, you need to establish your Rayleigh number. Excuse me. You need to establish your Rayleigh number, then get the values of C and N. Or you can also use the correlation presented by Churchill and Chu. Churchill and Chu ulit, presented as well in page 101. Page 101. That is for Rayleigh's number less than or equal to 10 to the 12. So you can use that. Again, it depends on you on what correlation you are going to use. Basta you believe or you think that is applicable to your solution, then you use it. Ayun. And then for spheres, For spheres naman, for spheres, your correlation is established as well by Churchill, presented on page 102. So yan yung formula natin, page 102, wherein your Prandtl number should be greater than or equal to 0.7 and your Rayleigh number less than or equal to 10 to the 11. And if in the case, yan, nakalagay dyan, it's very obvious naman that if in the case your Rayleigh number is approaching zero or is zero, kapag nasolve mo yung Rayleigh number natin is zero or approaching to zero, then the Nusselt number that you are gonna be considering is equal to 2 kasi masi-zero out yung uh, other term ng equation, yung after ng yung 2 plus yon, yung plus na yon, masi-zero out yon kasi approaching zero ang Rayleigh's number natin. So, those are the correlations natin for evaluating these types of uh, surfaces. We do have, again, we do have vertical surfaces, we have inclined surfaces, horizontal surfaces or horizontal plates, long horizontal cylinder, and sphere. So, you compile those formulas kasi yun yung mga gagamitin nyo in evaluating free convection. So, let's start with example 8.1. We solve for example 8.1. This is a long vertical plate. So, we draw a long vertical plate. Let's say this is your long vertical plate that is 75 degrees Celsius. So this is a 75 degrees Celsius. The plate is suspended in quiescent air that is 25 degrees Celsius. So meron tayong quiescent air daw that is 25 degrees Celsius. We are asked to find the velocity boundary layer thickness. That is your sigma L or your Y. Yan yung tinatanong sa atin, yung thickness natin na Y. And our maximum upward velocity at the trailing edge. So ating maximum velocity, Umax. As well as, how does the boundary layer thickness compare with the thickness that would exist if the air flowing over the plate at a free stream velocity of 5 meter per second? Paano naman daw uh, kapag meron tayong, kung yung ating air, instead of quiescent air, ay nagpo-flow naman daw siya at 5 meter per second. Again, dalawa yung tinatanong dyan. When the air is at quiescent condition or when the air is moving at 5 meter per second. Ibig sabihin, hindi na quiescent condition yung air during that time. So, yan. Saglit. Okay, let's start. So, we establish first our assumptions. Assumptions. Anong assumptions natin? Una, Sa first analysis natin, ah, yung unang tanong siyempre we assume, quiescent condition, quiescent condition, quiescent on first condition, yung assumption natin. Pangalawa, ano yung sa second condition natin? Since meron na tayong velocity, meron tayong free stream velocity of 5 meter per second, ibig sabihin hindi na siya quiescent, di ba? Therefore, we neglect buoyant forces. We neglect buoyant forces on the second condition. Neglect buoyant forces on the second condition. Again, guys, pag sinabing buoyant forces, that occurs because of the difference in densities ng ating cold air at ng hot air natin. So, ini-neglect natin yon kasi hindi na siya quiescent condition. And then, this is an ideal gas. Consider natin this as an ideal gas. And constant properties. Next, we establish our properties. Kuhanin natin ang properties. You get your film temperature, that is 75 plus 25 all over 2 plus 273. This is equal to 100 divided by 2. That's 50 plus 273. That is 323 Kelvin. So kindly give me the values of air at 323 Kelvin. Give me ano yung mga parameters na nakita natin sa Rayleigh at saka sa Grashof number. We have our kinematic viscosity. We get the Prandtl number. And then what else? We get our beta, our thermal expansion coefficient. Give me the values of film temperature at table 8.4. Give me the values of kinematic viscosity, your Prandtl number, and your beta. Anong value ng kinematic viscosity?
18.2038.
18.2038
Opo.
times 10 to the
6 po.
10 to the negative 6 square meter per second. How about the Prandtl number?
Zero point 70378.
0.70378. And your thermal expansion coefficient is equal to 1 over your film temperature. So give me the value of your beta. Ano ang value ng thermal expansion coefficient? That's just 1 over your film temperature. Guys, ano ang value ng beta natin? 1 over film temperature. 0.
003096 po.
Okay, that is uh, that is just the same with 3.0959752232 times 10 to the negative 3. Yeah, so these are our properties. Thank you. Now next we solve or we analyze the problem. Kung mapapansin nyo, we are asked to find for the thickness of the velocity boundary layer and your maximum velocity in quiescent conditions. Kung babalikan nyo yung mga formulas natin, where can you solve your y or your thickness y? That is only on the graph, 'di ba? Doon sa graph na yung graph na present natin, that is on page 95, yung graph doon, page 95. So we'll be focusing more on that graph. Hinahanap natin is y at saka yung ating maximum velocity. So with that, you can see that we can utilize our graph on page 95, figure A. Page 95, figure A. Kasi, again, nakita nyo, yung x direction doon, that is in terms of your eta, which is equal to y over x, quantity Grashof over 4 raised to 1/4. And your y component, f prime eta, equals velocity times x all over 2 kinematic viscosity times Grashof raised to negative 1/2. So pareho siyang nandun on your sa graph in x component and in y component. You can get the values of your y and your u max. So with that, you can see ano yung parameter na pwede nating isolve. That is our Grashof number. You solve for the Grashof number. Grashof number is equal to 0.5 gravity times your thermal expansion coefficient times your surface temperature minus ambient temperature L cube over kinematic viscosity. So you solve for the Grashof number. Our our length is, hold on, 0.25 yung L natin. Ilagay natin dito. The length of this is 0.25. Yan. Give me the value of Grashof number. Substitute nyo. 9.81 times yung B, 3.09 times 10 to the negative 3. Surface temperature is 75 minus 25 times 0.25 cube over your kinematic viscosity na 18.2038 times 10 to the negative 6. Squared. So you get your Grashof number. Give me the value of your Grashof number. Anong value natin ng Grashof number? Paki-confirm nung chat, I don't think that's correct. Bakit magkakaiba kayo ng value? You use yung value kompleto ng beta. So that's 7160. 71. Oops, sorry. 603195.53. So you store this, again, you store the value of your Grashof number since we'll be using that. Next, we solve for our thickness. Our thickness. Ano yung formula that we are going to utilize to solve for the thickness based from the graph? That is your eta equals y over x times your Grashof number over 4 raised to 1/4. Now you look at the sige. This is how we are going to solve for the velocity boundary thickness y. And to solve for your maximum velocity, we have f prime n equals ux over 2 kinematic viscosity Grashof number raised to negative 1/2. Yan. Let's start with let's start solving for your your velocity boundary thickness y. We do have our length x, meron tayong Grashof number. Excuse me, wala tayong eta, our similarity eta. Wala tayo nito, but we can look at our graph. You look at our graph, you can plot our value, you can plot our values using this graph. You locate Prandtl, your Prandtl is equal to 0.70378. Yung mga red lines sa graph dyan, that represents your Prandtl number. And as you can see, walang exact na Prandtl number equal to 0.70378. The nearest one is 0.72. 0.72. And when you track that, yung trailing edge niya, the trailing edge is approximately, kung babaybayin yun, is approximately equal to 6. Tingnan nyo yung graph, yung dulo, yung trailing edge of that 0.72 line. The Prandtl number equal to 0.72. The trailing edge of that would be equal to 6. Therefore, we can say that your n, or sorry, not n, your eta is equal to 6. Then you substitute 6 equals y over x. Your x is 0.25 meters. Then your Grashof number, you do have this over 4 raised to 1/4. Give me the value of y. Give me the value of the thickness, the boundary thickness y.
Ang pinabago lang naman ay stress. Tapos pag nabago ang stress, ipapantay na yung mas maliit. Ito yung 50. Naputol. Nalang matagal. Yung 200, naputol. Mabilis.
What is your velocity boundary thickness? 0.023. 0.023. 0.67335 meters. So this is your velocity boundary thickness. And now let's look at the figure again. You locate Prandtl 0.72 ulit kasi that's the nearest Prandtl sa ating property, 0.72. Now, you look at where the velocity is at maximum. The velocity is at maximum. Anong value ng f prime n? You check kung ano yung peak kasi we are evaluating the maximum velocity. You look at what value of f prime n is at its peak at Prandtl equals 0.72. Kung titingnan nyo, that is peaking at 0.28. Most likely equal to 0.28. You locate it at the graph. That's 0.28. Yung peak nun for Prandtl equals 0.72. That's 0.28 kung titingnan nyo sa graph. So you substitute f prime n 0.28 dito. So then you can get already your maximum velocity. Since 0.28 is the maximum value based from the graph, then that means your velocity here, u, is at the maximum as well. So that's 0.28 equals u max times 0.25 meter all over 2 times your kinematic viscosity na 18.2038 times 10 to the negative 6 square meter per second times your Grashof 7, you store it at A pala, raised to negative 1/2. Then you solve, you will get your maximum velocity. Wala pa po akong seal eh. Pag nakapagpagawa po. Your maximum velocity is equal to 0.34504. 52471. 52471 meter per second. So this is your parameters uh, in quiescent conditions. So paano natin siya i-redraw? Let's say ito yung plate natin. Ito yung plate natin. 'Di ba? For your boundary, excuse me, your velocity boundary layer, kapag layo from the surface, 'di ba? Paglayo from the surface, ibig sabihin sa pagtaas ng ating velocity value. So therefore, ito, this is your y, this is your thickness y. Then at this point is your maximum velocity. Ibig sabihin, that is already nearing to your free stream velocity, which is in quiescent condition, mababa siya. Kasi nga again, this is motionless, this is in still air, so kaya mababa lang yung value natin of velocity. So that is in quiescent conditions. Now, di ba, tinatanong din sa atin, what if it is not in quiescent conditions, but it is, the free stream temperature is running at 5 meter per second. It is running in 5 meter per second. So, we neglect that, the buoyant forces, hindi na siya quiescent condition. You solve for the Reynolds number. You solve for the Reynolds number. Kasi again, hindi na tayo quiescent conditions. May movement na yung air natin. So that's your velocity times the length all over kinematic viscosity. You have 5 meter per second. Your length is 0.25 meter over 18.2038 times 10 to the negative 6 square meter per second. You'll get the Reynolds number. Give me the value of Reynolds number. Six eight six 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 68666 point 98162. 98162. Therefore, this is still in laminar condition, diba? This is still in laminar condition kasi less than 5 times 10 to the 5th siya. And when we evaluate forced convection, tandaan to guys, when we evaluate forced convection, ang thickness natin, thickness y, or sometimes we use this as sigma L, our thickness is approximately, or this is based from correlations, equal to eta x over your Reynolds number raised to 1/2. Wherein, according sa mga experiments, when we evaluate forced convection, your similarity eta, the similarity eta is equal to 5. Equal to 5 yan. X over Reynolds raised to 1/2. So therefore, you substitute 5 times your x is 0.25 meters time all over your Reynolds number raised to 1/2. Then you will get the velocity boundary thickness equal to 4.7701 93916 times 10 to the negative 3 meter. So, yan. Ganyan. That is how thick your velocity boundary layer is when we evaluate it in free or in forced convection na, kasi we do have uh, movement of air na. So, based from our solution, ano yung mga magiging comment nyo? What would be your comments? Kung mapapansin nyo, di ba? Siyempre, yung free convection natin, yung free convection boundary layer natin, free convection boundary layer ay smaller velocity. Bakit? Kasi again, that is in quiescent conditions. Most likely negligible yung movement ng air. Maliit lang yung value ng velocity. Have smaller velocity. Which means, since mababa yung kanyang velocity, which means it possesses thicker boundary layers. That is based from your solution, di ba? Kasi you can see mas makapal, 0.0236 yung ating velocity boundary layer sa free convection where compared to forced convection boundary layer na 0.004 lang yung ating thickness ng velocity boundary layer. So, that would be your comment. Free convection boundary layers have smaller velocities, which means it possesses thicker boundary layers. And how can we prove pala? How can we prove that itong 5 meter per second natin, itong solution natin dito, how can we prove that this is really a forced convection? Paano natin siya mapoprove? So, we need to solve for the ratio na sinabi natin kanina, your Grashof all over Reynolds number raised to, this is square, Reynolds squared. So you solve this, guys, give me the value. Your Grashof number is ito, 71603195.53 all over 68666. So if you square that, that is most likely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 digits. Then ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most likely, mas malaki ang Reynolds number natin. So this is less than 1. Yung value nito, less than 1. Therefore, it's correct that we neglect yung we neglect free convection. Diba? We neglect free convection and yung buoyancy effect natin. Yung buoyancy effects, yung buoyant forces. We neglect that. So therefore, ibig sabihin, since we neglect this and this satisfies this, tama yung solution natin dito that we consider 5 meter per second under free convection currents, free convection layer. So yan. So ibig sabihin, yan lang. Pinrove lang natin na tama yung ginawa natin for 5 meter per second. Yan. So that is for the first example. Next example, example 8.2.